Hey guys, this is my introduction video for Building Finance EDL 854. My name is Kane Hensley. Some personal information. There's a picture of my family. Been married for 3 years. I have 2 daughters, an 18-month-old and a 9-year-old. I've been teaching for 7 years. Just this year I was promoted to Assistant Athletic Director. Next year I will take over as Head Athletic Director. I've been coaching high school girls basketball this is my 5th year. I've had junior high girls basketball for 2 years. And also, a couple of years of doing both junior high girls and boys basketball. I was a high school football assistant this year, and the 2 years previously I coached junior high football, and then I also have some years of experience coaching junior high track. Some professional information. Like I said, this is my 7th year at USD 481 Rural Vista. It is comprised of 2 K through 12 buildings, one at Hope and one at White City. We do combine for sports as Rural Vista Heat. I've taught physical education and health all 7 years. I have pre-K through 9 PE, and then I also teach the 9th grade health. For the rest of the high school, I have high school weights. Then again, I've been athletic director for 1 year. I will fully take over as head athletic director next year. And then for coaching, as I said before, I've got a lot of experience there with junior high and high school football, junior high and high school girls and both boys basketball, and also junior high track. Okay, what have I learned from this assignment? There have been more than 10, but I listed 10 since all we had to do. The first thing is a district finance team makes allocations to schools based on the perceived need. When this happens, the principal is usually told what their budget is, often through a report that has come down from the district's central office finance staff. This kind of tells us the assigned finance team for each district will control how much money is allocated to the principal and where that money should go. The principal probably doesn't have really any say about his finances when it comes from the finance team. Okay, SBM is a system by which some level of autonomy is given to site leaders, principals, teachers, community, such as that, in the budgeting process. The school-based management, which is SBM, is when a school staff and leaders are allowed to take part in the budgeting. So probably the principal at least has some say in where the money goes and how much goes where. Maybe you can even let your elementary staff get together and decide how much money they think they need on textbooks and then go from there. Another thing is athletics. How much money does athletics get? That's something that either, the district finance team comes up with, or I hope, in my case, I'd like to have kind of some control over that and how much money athletics needs. Third thing, districts must settle on what course of action to take that will be in line with their philosophy and weigh in these decisions. Each district, has to tackle this problem or issue on their own. Does the district office want to take care of it, or do they want the principal and the head teachers, go with the school-based management and let them take care of it? I'm pretty sure each district probably takes this year by year. Most of them probably just do have a district finance team, or the superintendent just kind of tells you, here's your money, this is what you got. Okay. Fourth, many costs are driven on an economy of scale, which is the size and enrollment. It's really never thought of this, but each district obviously is different just because of enrollment and the local economy. The one that I never thought of was how the local economy kind of affects how much money the schools get. Okay, fifth, a recent study shows that a worrying majority of principals and administrators lack financial literacy and a basic knowledge of bookkeeping. This is the first time that I have, even thought about finances and stuff for a school, just being a principal. I have 3 classes left, counting this one, and there really has been very little to no talk about building finances. So principals need to be ready to take on any task that is handed to them by the school administration. Okay, and the sixth thing, understand school finance reports. There's kind of 3 different things here, and then of course there's 3 or more things in each one. So income statement, which is gross profit, the net profit, and the net margin. There's also a balance sheet, which is your assets, your liabilities, the overall net worth, the current ratio, and your quick ratio. And then there's a cash flow statement, cash entering and exiting. So, that would be how much are you spending and how much is coming in. Okay. 7, studies show providing principals with flexibility can better align spending with school priorities. Principals know what their school student teachers need, so the principals probably should be the ones to make financial decisions as long as they can prove that they are handling the decisions correctly. And that goes back to there earlier when I said districts probably go year to year. If you have a principal that struggles making these decisions, he or she probably won't get that same opportunity next year. Number 8, state and local dollars actually comprise about 92% of all education spending. Like talked about just a little bit ago, a majority of school funding is from the local economy. Okay, school finance formulas determine how dollars are allocated to districts. Districts do not get to choose how much money goes into each account. The state government kind of sends us money based off our enrollment and other things that go into it, and they pretty much tell us where each that money has to go into. So I always get the issue, well, athletics bought this, and this. Why can't the teachers get a raise? Well, they're 2 different budgets, and most people don't understand that outside of the school. Okay, and now districts are taking advantage of their increased flexibility. Districts are deciding where their money goes rather than having the state or the government decide for them, which is great because the districts know where certain money is needed and where, you probably don't need as much funding. Okay, what I have seen from my administration, like I said, we have 2 K-12 buildings in our district, one at Hope and one at White City, so I work pretty much with both principals and have a good relationship. So I kind of contacted both of them and got some advice too. And a couple of things that we came up with together is you got to know what funds go where and their purpose. You can't take textbook funds and support the athletic department. That is not how it goes, and you will most likely see some legal issues from that. You can accept input from all parties involved. Talk to your elementary teachers. What textbooks are needed? What textbooks aren't needed each year? What are their plans? What are they going to do for a curriculum? Do you need extra money for curriculum one year? Do you want to do the same curriculum and not need any extra money? Okay, and the next thing, to delegate people to take control. We have a head teacher for elementary. We have a head teacher for junior high at each school, and then also we have a head teacher for high school. So those 3 always kind of get together and come up with what they need. And communication is a key. You got to be able to communicate with everybody and keep everybody on the same page. Another thing is always have an emergency fund. Possibly, maybe the textbook fund, whatever you get is not enough, and you need to order more textbooks the next year because you have more students or something like that. You need to have an emergency fund in place. Okay? And then always keep track of your receipts. You don't want to get audited, and if you do get audited, you need to keep track of all receipts and purchase orders so you know where the money has gone. Okay, some budget concerns that I kind of have, obviously, I think everybody's concern is state funding and where is it going to go from year to year and how much are you going to get. Then obviously overspending. I think everybody worries about that even in their own personal budgets. Overspending would cause some issues, and hopefully you have an emergency fund that can take care of organization. You got to be really well organized to keep track of every single budget account that goes through the school, and hopefully you have a good secretary or finance person that can help you out to take care of that. And then you got to worry about keeping everyone happy. If you tell one teacher that she can order this, and then the next teacher comes and asks the same thing, and you tell her no, you better have a good reasoning. And keeping everybody happy is probably not going to be possible. Okay, and again, like I said, paper trails. You got to have receipts. You got to have purchase orders. Proving why $100 disappeared from the athletic budget, and you got to show where it came from and where it went to. Okay, and then your fundraising opportunities. You got to keep track of who's in such a small school that I'm at. You cannot have all 4 high school classes doing a fundraiser at the same time, and you can't let the seniors do more fundraising than the freshmen or sophomores. You got to keep it equal and keep all that under control. Okay, and then here's my resources. Hope you all have a great semester and look forward to working with you. Thanks.